Here we are. Welcome to Talking Loud. We're stoned and we're talking loud. I'm Peter. This is Trav.
Wow. That's up.
That's not counterfeit. We're here to talk about counterfeit cannabis products.
Counterfeit products. Now, it's a very scary topic to me, honestly speaking. A lot of people are turning to cartridges because they feel like it's a more discreet alternative to flower.
It is.
And it is, definitely.
Because lots of people are doing vaping and it doesn't necessarily have cannabis in it.
Right.
Nobody knows what you're doing.
And that's the problem. It seems like, well, not seems like, there are people buying packaging of well-known brands and they're putting God knows what in these cartridges and they're selling it as they are the official thing. So we've actually watched a video on it, and there's pretty much no way to really be able to differentiate the fake stuff from the real stuff unless you get a lab test, and that's not really easily accessible. What's the solution?
Well, the solution is that you have to source local. And if you're here and you source local and people would purchase local brands, the local brands have a reason to keep it quality oriented.
What's some local brands? Because to be honest, the only one that I know that is legit would be Misty Mountain. And I don't even, are they local? Is that considered local?
So, as a matter of fact, that would be my one example in the adult use marketplace here in DC of what I would consider to be a local cart, local branded cart. So I thought the video had a very interesting take on it, though. And it said to Google the packaging with the brand and the whatever that you have or that you see. If the packaging is available on the internet, then there's a good chance that what you have in front of you is counterfeit. So I think that's the Google test, as they said in the video. I think that's a reasonable that's reasonable.
Very reasonable, but at the same time, it's almost hard to accept because like it basically means like everything.
Right. Well,
except the brands, local brands as we're
talking
about.
I hate to say that this is an argument for the regulated marketplace, but at least in the regulated marketplace, you know who the producers are and there are certain standards. Now, in Virginia and Maryland, there's full testing. They do full tests. Here in DC, in the regulated marketplace, they only test for THC the percentage of THC. And so they're not testing for anything. My point here is even going to the regulated marketplace doesn't guarantee that your product is safe.
Yes. And that's bad.
Right. But I think you have a better chance when you're with a known look. Like people aren't going to rip off Misty Mountain carts because they're so small. But they're legit.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So people aren't going to waste their time ripping them off. They're going to rip off
a more well-known brand.
Right.
There's a less of a chance of somebody second guessing because the brand is already so proliferated.
I mean, here's what I would say, and you probably don't want to hear this either, but anything that's in the adult use marketplace in Washington, D.C., that's labeled for California sale is automatically suspect. I think
that's a hot take.
I have more faith in the unbranded. This is all another reason why I just stick with flower.
No, I completely
can
understand.
look at it and I can see what it is, or the concentrates, because I can look at it and I can see what it is. And I look at the cart and I'm like, I don't know what it is.
No, I completely understand what you mean, man.
Who knows?
I think the Californian thing is kind of like it goes back to the counterfeit in a way, because it's that labeling almost gives people assurance of the product for some strange and odd reason.
Yes. Right. Yes, I see this California label and I think, oh, that's a big brand. It must be legit.
Yeah.
Without questioning how it ended up here. And the problem isn't even that there's somebody in California ripping off a California brand. It's that there's somebody here in their back room putting this stuff together, and the health department would love to give them
I guess the point we're trying to make is be careful.
know what you're getting. And I like the Google test, and I like supporting small businesses that are legitimate, whether they be local or otherwise.
Yeah. And even I think what you were gonna say earlier, even if you really trust the brand or your distributor, at the end of the day, the counterfeit, the whole point of the counterfeit is trying to get the product at a cheaper price. So at the end of the day, depending on the morality of the person you're getting from, he might.
Well, and they may
turn
not
them
know.
And that's what I said. And they may not
They
know.
may not know. I mean, maybe it wasn't such a great deal that they got, and it's still a counterfeit.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I think we all have to take a look around, but ultimately, it's the consumer that's putting it in their lungs, and
Be careful, guys.
be careful.